man, it's your boy Big John. I'm back again with another video. I'm over here with my dog Vince.
What's happening?
Yeah, we about to do a video on TK Kirkland. You know, see a lot of people don't got triggered about this stuff, so we about to get into it and see what they talking about.
When you're raising another man's child, that's mental illness.
Have you ever tried to do that?
That's crazy.
I've done that.
Oh, you've done, okay, speaking from experience. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
It's mental illness. It's really one of the worst things you could do.
Raising another man's child is mental illness.
It's mental illness.
Explain,
because
please.
you're raising something that don't belong to you. That's some horrible to pretend. That's like a gay man who wants to be a woman, or a woman who wants to be a man. You're pretending to be something that's not natural.
Okay, so I get that he said that raising another man's child is a mental illness, and that's a triggering word for a lot of people, you know, because that sounds kind of crazy. And it's more of, I don't want to get caught up in words, because a lot of times black people get caught up in words and being defensive instead of listening objectively and stuff like that, when we could just replace the word with is not the best idea. So I'll say, I'll just fill in the blanks for y'all. He's saying it's not a good idea to be a stepfather, because when you the stepfather, you don't have the same respect as the father. And when he used the word pretend, I get what he's saying, because if we see somebody out here pretending to be something that they're not, we're gonna look at them crazy. So in comparison of him playing like he's the actual father, that could be looked at as crazy if things don't work out. So I can understand what he's saying when he's saying pretend.
That's a good point. But being who I am, I understand where you're coming from, because I've been a stepdaddy to a lot of kids in my lifetime. You might call me the stepdaddy king, or I might go outside and might have some kids. Like, man, I know him. And I be there for him, I do stuff for him here and there, but not all the time. But I get what he's saying, because it can lose you. It can take you. It can mess with your head mentally if it depends on how you come into the relationship. Because some men come into the relationship as though they're trying to take over, and I want to be daddy. And instead of coming in as, I know I could be a stepfather, I know I could play this role, and I'm not trying to be your father, because I can never be your father. I could be a father figure. Just like as you go take the kids, you got some young boys that go play sports, and they look up to a lot of the coaches and stuff as father figures. So you're not, if you go into the relationship as a father figure and not trying to take the daddy place, you won't find yourself end up in that mental illness where he's talking about. But he is kind of telling the truth in a way about mental illness, because if you coming in there like that, like I'm trying to be the daddy, and I'm the daddy, it's gonna be that time where I'm the daddy gonna come right there in your face and be like, nah, you're not my daddy.
Son! Yo, son, what's up? What?
You're not my dad! You also want to hear something! Ugly ass fucking...
Yeah.
And you gotta go through that. And that's where that hurt. That hurt. And most men, if you been in that role before, been a stepdaddy, or you are a stepdaddy, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there. But I get it.
Yeah, it's just now that you kind of said it, kind of made me think like that could actually turn into a mental illness, because now when this guy get his heart broken of thinking he's the father, and then reality hits him, like, and he get reminded like you're not the actual father, that could take a toll on a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but you see how we get so defensive and want to be offended all the time about what somebody's saying, instead of taking the time out to think and look at it objectively and be like, that he might have a point, but we want to be triggered by every little thing instead of just being like, let me see what he's saying and what he mean by this, instead of just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let hear the man out.
Whole key is, if when you come into the conversation, like if we was having a conversation with TK Kirkland, we was right there in that space. You got to come in there with an open mind. Because you know the type of person he is, you know how he speak, you know how he carry himself. You got to come through with an open mind. And that open mind is, he may say some stuff that you may not agree with, but if I'm in there at an open mind, I can't take it to heart because he's saying what he's saying. Let me hear him out. And then I can rebuttal. Or I can ask to get an understanding why you think like that.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about it in our community. We men think that's what they should do. And you know what happens? Financial debt. And then when your money is out, the pressure that's on you, the stress, you end up dying early. And you out of here.
That's actually another good point that he made, where society almost seems like you're obligated to take care of another man's child, and you feel like, I gotta do it. In reality, it should be a bonus if you do it, because taking care of someone that don't belong to you, don't have no connection with you really, you know what I'm saying? It could be a little challenging because at any given time, this bond could be broken. So he's looking at it like, this is not my blood. So if this is not my blood, that means at any given time, this could end. And if it ends, there's nothing I could come back from. Also, with the debt that he was talking about, when you're with a woman and she has a child, at some point in time, she's going to expect you to help out with her child and also with her too. So if I'm with a chick and we've been rocking out for 10 years or so, and all of a sudden we just break up, let's say you spend about $10,000 each year with this kid. That's $100,000 plus, you know what I'm saying, that you don't spend on this kid. And now y'all break up. Now there's no connection anymore. You know, she's not going to try to, likely she's probably not going to want to keep that connection together because she's feeling some type of way, you know what I'm saying? And how I look at kids they are investments. You know, you put a lot of time into them because you're going to turn them into a productive citizen, you know what I'm saying? But if that bond get broken and I don't put a lot of money into this, then it's kind of like, damn, now this shit over with. Now I got to start all over again and stuff like that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I get what you're saying. I get what he's saying. But it depends on how you look at it. At the end of the day, most men, when you come into a relationship, you see a female and she got kids and you know she look good, she got kids, she take care of her own, she may have baby daddy issues, whatever. 9 times out of 10, if you like her, you're going to want to do for that kid regardless. You're going to want to get her some McDonald's, you're going to want to do this, you're going to do that. So you knew that from jumping in from the beginning. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a financial gain. It's a financial, not gain, it's a financial thing in the end if y'all don't not together. But if you jumped in there from the beginning, you knew that. That's how I look at it. So I mean, if you 9 times out of 10 you seen a female, you want to talk to her, you see she got kids, you want some McDonald's, you want to buy some kids McDonald's, you want to get them some McDonald's, you want some Happy Meal, because you trying to improve, you trying to show that you trying to, how you say it, trying to show out for mom. You trying to get her, you trying to smash, you trying to whatever.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to do. But in reality, when you come into a relationship and you know she got kids, sooner or later, like you said, it is true. Sooner or later, you're gonna end up doing stuff. Not because she wants you to, it's because you're gonna want to do that. Because what we do, we fix things. We're fixers. That's how I look at it. I could be wrong, but I've always looked at it like that because I love kids, bro. You come in the situation, you see her situation, and you see where she lack. That's where I'm coming in to pick up. You get what I'm saying? I don't look at, you're not supposed to look at it as, man, I just burnt this and that. You do that all the time. You spend money all the time on females because you're trying to get her, your car, your this, your that. You trying to, you spending money, so it's gonna be. That's like a waste too. If you think about it, at the end of the day, you did all this together, you smashed, now she ain't with you, you want your money back? Not saying that's what you say, not what he's saying, but I get it.
Yeah, but on top of that, it's like you do it for a girl and a child. That shit like, damn, shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't look at it that way, because when I'm getting into a relationship with a woman, she got a child or whatever the case may be, I'm already looking at what's gonna come with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's still like, if that shit in, it's gonna be like, damn, I done built a bond with this kid. Now she done broke the bond. You know what I'm saying? For whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know, so it's just that burden that be on the man, where we focus on too much of, okay, we don't focus really on how the man feel in these situations. We focus more on the woman, on how she feel, but the man feels something just as well, especially, you know what I'm saying? I don't know too many messed up men in my life. I know there are messed up men, but typically when a man messes with a woman, she likes him, he's gonna eventually want to do stuff for the kid and for the woman. You know what I'm saying? That's just natural in the man. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna take on that responsibility just naturally, because, you know, a real man, when he see a woman in distress, his natural instinct is just say, how can I fix it? You know what I'm saying? That's just natural in a man. I don't know about all these other little, you know, 2000 baby new men and all these, but a man, when he sees a situation that's out of order, he's always looking to see how can he fix it. You know what I'm saying? And especially with somebody he truly like, he gonna try to do what he can for them, you know? So I don't think it's a real issue being a stepdaddy. It's just that other side that's not talked about, when the woman breaks that bond up between the child because she's focused on herself too much, because he may have did something that was out of place. They may have both did some stuff that was out of place, but somebody didn't. Whoever broke it up, and it's typically the woman, if we're being honest, but I just, for argument's sake, whoever broke it up at that time, something is going to be missing with that child, because bonds was built and then now it's broken. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. How I look at it is, you said a lot of stuff about feel. At the end of the day, she break up with you, that's not your jit.
You're not my dad.
That's so. I get it.
Oh, that hurt.
I get it. It's gonna hurt, but just like if she broke up with you, that hurt too. If it was just her by herself, that hurt too. You can't cry about it. As a man, you gotta dust yourself off and get back out there, because now you and your feelings too much. You're not on your purpose.
Right.
So if you worrying about her child and her, you already came in it wrong. Because I came in to do this. You decided to break that. That's on you now. You gotta handle that. You gotta deal with that in the back end. Not me. I'm gonna feel a little salty about it, but at the end of the day, you messed that up. When I see Jit, I'm gonna take care. If you need a little something, huh? Always come to me no matter what. If you need it. If I'm here, I got it. You got it too.
Yeah.
But mama messed that up. So I'm not gonna be in my feelings. I'm gonna be sitting there. I get it. Well, I'm gonna be sitting there like,
yeah,
I get it though. But it's just different.
Also, I'm not saying not to be a stepdad, because, you know, I've been in that role. I'm in that role, you know what I'm saying? It's not to say not to be a stepdad, but it's to know what you're getting yourself into when you're becoming that stepdad, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, men go into those situations not knowing the responsibilities of being a stepfather, because at the same time, you still got to leave that little room for the dad to come through, because that's still not your child. And, you know, sometimes dad's not ready to be a dad at that time, you know what I'm saying? So you still got to leave that little space for the real dad to come through, you know, so.
And you never know that the real dad may pop up anytime in a relationship. So, and it just depends on how young them kids is. when you first meet moms and how long you've been together and growing and raising, you never know. Daddy gonna pop up, and you're gonna have to step back a little bit. Not at your house, but with you. But you're gonna have to let Daddy play his role, and you had to probably had a partner. But the main thing, what he should have said, you might be sharing. You might be sharing that woman. If that daddy is really in that kid life, you ain't got the certain things you can't really do like you want to do, because don't do to my child like that. Don't do this. So now you got to kind of you get what I'm saying? And that can cause conflict. That can cause what he's talking about, heartaches and mental issues and stuff. If you're dealing with somebody like that who he's still trying to play daddy, and or all of a sudden you together, he want to play daddy now. He want to play, and popping up, that could become a problem too, and that can cause what he's saying, mental issues, mental stress. Well, I know stress a lot, and that's a problem. I agree with you. It ain't saying you can't be a stepdaddy, but that's just something that you got to think about before you step into that role. It's always gonna be that time, and I always have in the back of my head, it's gonna be that time when that child says, "You ain't my daddy."
You're not my dad.
And that hurt. That hurt.
I think also with what TK is saying is going to get misconstrued, because I don't think he's saying not to be a stepdad, and it's like he's just telling the truth and what could happen on an outcome that nobody really talks about. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say don't be no stepdad. If that's what you want to do, or that's what the role that presents to you, knock it out. But know what comes with it, you know what I'm saying?
And don't nobody give a and the kids will love you, yeah, if you're a good person, but there's not you ever notice that you can be a stepfather and the birth father ain't, but they still love that motherfucker like he paid the rent,
Right.
It's still an
groceries in the house,
it's still emotional
they still show love to dad.
because that's their daddy.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Why should you go through that?
All right, that's another thing too that you gotta brace yourself for. That's why you gotta leave room for the dad already, because you could take care of that child all you want, but if that child no daddy, and no daddy for who he is, because moms make sure that she know who that kid know who daddy is, and once that is solidified, you gotta always leave that room for when daddy want to come back, because you done took care of this child for X amount of years, and then all of a sudden daddy come through and you messing with daddy like like he been here the whole time. You really been here the whole time, but he giving you energy like he been here the whole time. And that's a hard pill to swallow. So you gotta already be prepared for stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people don't prepare themselves for stuff like that, you know? And that makes it very difficult for the man to deal with, you know? And that could put you in some stress too also, because you looking at, man, this nigga ain't never been here. And this nigga pull up today and they run into this nigga on. Nigga like this nigga been here. And it's like, shit, that's daddy at the end of the day. You feel me? Yep. You know, and you just got to be ready for that type of reality to come down, so you don't have to deal with the stress and just already expect it to come. If it don't come, it don't come. But if you expect it to come and it don't come, that feels better because you already braced yourself and you ready for it if it do come.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only thing I say I add different, it's not really adding different, it's just adding to it. Mm-hmm. And another way to look at it when you coming into something like that is coming to it like you coming into a relationship with a chick who just broke up with her boyfriend, her first love. You know you come prepared that anytime he may come back and she may go back to him. So if you came in there with the mindset she could leave any time, when it happened, if it happened, you already prepared for it. So you ain't really as hurt. You get what I'm saying? That's called protecting your heart before somebody else break it. Mm-hmm. But if you coming in there freely-nilly, however they say it, you coming in like you don't care, you just jump jump right out the porch and I'm ready. And no protection, no nothing. You just Yeah, I'm gonna be the daddy. Yeah, you're gonna get your feelings hurt later on. Cause trust me, that will hurt. That will hurt. But again, it's where your mind at when you step in. As I look at it. If you come in there with, I'm gonna be the daddy and I'm gonna take care of it, and call me daddy. No, call me daddy, not Mr. Joe. Call me daddy. I'm just throwing names out, but you gonna get your heart broke.
Yeah.
You gonna get your heart broke. I mean, you may not. Some people never. Them daddies don't ever come back.
Yeah.
Some don't. And if some of them who don't come back, look at Will Smith.
Yeah.
And that movie, and not the movie, but Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
He loved his daddy.
Yeah.
Until his daddy broke his heart that one last time. And it was a wrap.
Daddy out! What's up?
Will, I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I gotta handle. So we're gonna have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Just for a couple of weeks.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I'll call you next week and we'll iron out the details. Okay?
Yeah.
It was great seeing you, son.
You too, Lou.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Will.
You know what? Actually, this works out better for me. You know, the slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Will, it's all right to be angry.
Hey, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I
Hey, you know what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's Daddy coming home, Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil?
You did.
Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I ain't need him then and I don't need him now.
Will.
Nah, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
But Uncle Phil played stepdaddy.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing too, if that woman don't respect you like that, she's not gonna give you that energy. She's not gonna transfer that energy to that kid to transfer to that man. Cause it's really up to her if that kid gonna respect you like stepdaddy. Because I even know a situation that where I hear my homie, he's dealing with a chick and she has a kid, and when you hear how she talks to him, it's almost like mama don't really respect that stepdad like that, and it seems like the daughter is kind of transferring that energy of like, this is my child and this is my child, and you just stepped in, I'm glad you're here, but nah, she already got a daddy, or she don't look at you in a respectful way like that as an authoritative figure. So also that too. So that's on the man part for you to play your part, and she trusts you enough to give you that type of authority where the child can transfer that energy and give you that same respect as her.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a real thing too, boy. That bit, hey. When I say you hear this girl talk,
She talk wild.
It's not even that she talk wild. It's like, bruh, y'all been together for 4 years. She was 3 or something like that, 4, 5. And she's still talking like, calling by first name basis, not even no mister, nothing like that. Just, hey, what a respect that. And you know, I want to blame it on the woman, but nah, nigga, that's on you, bro, because you don't demand that type of respect. And if you don't demand that type of respect, you ain't gonna get it.
No, I agree.
Feel me?
I agree.
So.
Lame as this man, he don't need to do for his motherfucking child. You lame as legit. Me too. Me too. Me too. You fed. Put the fire down. Legit, bro. Put the fire down. Put the fire down. Put the fire down. Put the fire down. Beat your ass. Beat your ass. Put the fire down. Put the fire down. Man, knock your ass out of here. What you talking about? You lame as. You lame as. You lame as. Man, you lame as. Bro. Man, he ain't got no check. You got your check in there. I get it. I don't want to pop in there, but talking about fighting it, bitch. That nigga's not fighting.
That nigga finna pop.
He ain't finna pop shit, because he would've popped. He would've popped. He taking too much time walking and shit.
Also, when you deal with a woman who already has a child, that child has a father, and I'm a firm believer that the baby daddy always got access to that pussy. I'm a firm believer that even though they broke up, if the man that she had a child with start getting his act together and start doing right, I think she just naturally feel like, let me try to get my family back together. And that's another thing to deal with. And it's like, that'd be even more gut-wrenching, you know? And, you know, that's another difficult thing to deal with, you know, her still having that attachment to her baby daddy. That's another thing to deal with that could, you know, potential. But I think what cancels that out is if you really on your shit, you know, that could make it more tougher for her to even think about something like that. That's what I think.
Yeah, I get it. I think a little different, but I get it. I mean, again, I'm a strong believer. You know what you're getting yourself into from the beginning. So if she showed them signs, like I said, what I said earlier, when I said when you come into a relationship, if you're dealing with a chick who was just in a relationship, recently in a relationship, her first love or whatever, the baby daddy, my mindset was always, might be a chance she gonna go back to this nigga. Mm-hmm. But I always felt like that and moved like I'm not gonna let it affect me if it do go that route. So I'm already prepared for it. So if it do happen, it don't hurt that much.
Right.
Because I already know what's gonna happen. But if you went in there with that and she do it, that shit gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I think most of us been in that situation, and that shit don't, it hurt.
It'd be like, God damn, bitch. How you just gonna do me like that, bitch?
Yeah.
Pussy ass hoe. Well, fuck you then, bitch.
And then you gonna be in there crying.
And that's when nigga go thinking, man, I'm finna spin a block on this fuck nigga, man. And now you thinking all crazy now. I ain't doing that now. That's not what I'm doing. I ain't doing that. Niggas out there doing that. But bitch, if we break up, I may feel some type of way, but that's keeping it to myself. And everything I want to take it out is gonna be on her. That nigga, he just been a man. That's what a man do. So I ain't doing that now.
Nigga gonna be hurt now. You gonna be hurt.
I'm gonna be hurt, but I ain't spending no block for no pussy. There's another pussy right next door. I ain't doing that.
That's like a whole nother story though. That's a whole nother topic with those type of people who would do that.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, because it can happen. And it hurt. I ain't never spin the block, but it hurt. Everybody been there before some point.
Man, what? That shit hurt.
Yeah, but it just, at the end of the day, dog, it's just part of learning, and you live and you learn. But if some people come into that situation like that, and some people come into those type of situations and they don't even look at that, don't even acknowledge that. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. There's a possibility this may happen. There's a possibility this may not happen. But are you prepared for it if it do happen? Mm-hmm. And are you tough enough to stand on you? That way she'll know she'll respect you. But if she already doing that, she ain't respect you from the first place. Yeah. She want the one for you. That's how I look at it.
For sure.
That's how I look at it all day. She want the one for you. Damn. The relationships God exposed her for you. So, so get them snotty tissues out the way. Dry your face. Put some lotion on and get out there and try to go get something else. There's more fish in the sea.
For sure.